All right, fellas, welcome back. Wait, I forgot to do something. Let me do this. All right, welcome back, fellas. Today's Friday, May 22nd, 2026, the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. I think like most Americans, I get Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend mixed up. But I have to remember that Memorial Day weekend comes first, even though Labor Day weekend comes first in alphabetical order. But how are you doing? Are you ready for the awesome 3-day weekend? And it's like I said yesterday, really, like the weekend kind of began Wednesday after work, right? The weekend began Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay, that's actually technically wrong. Okay, the pre-ken again, remember the pre-ken is something that I am trying to like make more popular, but the pre-ken normally begins Thursday at lunchtime, right? On a normal week. But on a special week like this week, the pre-ken began Wednesday after work, and then the weekend actually begins Thursday after work, more or less. But no, I actually had somebody at work who was texting me. Let me do this really quick. He wrote to me and he was like, "Hey," because it was like 1 p.m., 1 or 1:30 when he texted me. He's like, "Hey, aren't you taking off early at like noon?" Like he was like, "Because everybody's taking off at noon. Aren't you taking off?" And I'm like, there's a couple. Am I over here? Okay, I'm here. There's a couple of things I want to finish up. So I don't know, but I'll take off when I take off. And he's like, "Well, you should take off." And I'm like, why is this guy like, why is he trying to, like, it was almost like felt like a setup where like somebody's like, "Look, see, he took off early, so he should get in trouble." Like it felt like that, even though I know it wasn't. It felt like it. So I don't know. So how's everybody doing? Not Sure is in the room. Oh, Not Sure. He is actually here saying hola. And then Matthew saying about to get wild in here. It's great. It is great when the old crew is back together. Like when the OG chat room is in the house, like it warms my heart. It legitimately makes me feel like it gives me special feelings in special areas, really. Mostly on here. Not Sure is on a plane, of course. What's the flight number, Not Sure? What is the flight number? Let's look it up. Wait, let me do this. I want to make sure I load up my Good Boy browser and not my Naughty Boy browser. Okay, we got the Good Boy browser loaded up. What's the flight number, Not Sure? So he was in last we heard from Not Sure, he was in San Francisco, or he was headed to San Francisco. I assume he got there without a problem, but you never know. You never know. All right, so let's jump right into it. Okay, UA 8033. Okay, so we're gonna look that up really quick. Let me see. UA 8033. So San Francisco headed to Yule, Montreal. Okay, so a direct flight to Montreal. And apparently Not Sure likes to message us, or it just so happens that I start my stream like right when he's taking off. Wait a minute. Let's see. Flight Aware. Has this even taken off yet, or is it a delay? Okay. Oh, no. My bad. Okay, so no, he's almost done. He's 4 hours into the flight with about an hour and a half left to go. Looks like he's going to be passing over Lake Huron or so very soon. Is that Lake Huron or Lake Erie? There's Superior. There's Michigan. So he's going to be passing over one of the Great Lakes very soon. So that is pretty exciting. We will be keeping track. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin this tab. We will be it's 8032. Wait, 8033, not 8032. Oh, so he literally, okay, so what I said originally actually is correct. He is actually correct. No, he's not going home. He's not coming home. He's headed to Montreal for the weekend. So he is, I was in Montreal back last year. Wow, was that already a year ago? When the hell did I go to Montreal? It had to have been 2025, but because it was like a week or so before my birthday, and I was in Montreal. Montreal is not a bad town. It is the nicer of the Canadian cities I've been to as of late. Of course, really all I have to compare is Montreal and Saint John. And, I went to St. John at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, and it was junk. It was awful, especially compared to the first time I went to St. John's. Sorry, St. John's. Wait Wait. I want to make sure I get this right because the Canadians will get mad at me. Capital of Newfoundland, St. John's. Yes, it's the possessive. So, yeah, I went to I've talked about this many times where... Am I here? No, I'm here. I've talked about this many times where I went to St. John's for the first time in like 2017, 2018. Loved it. Had a great time. Of course, I was a heavy drinker back then. Like, I remember... There's this one story. It was like my first full day in St. John's. I was by myself, right? And this was before I was like doing the whole travel YouTube thing. I mean, I liked to travel and I traveled a little bit, but I wasn't really like into it as much as I have been the past couple of years. And so I get to St. John's and it's like my first day. And like I said, this was like at that time, why is this not zooming? At that time, this would... What the hell? Okay, there we go. But at the time, I was a bit of a drinker. Like, I was drinking quite a bit. So I arrive in St. John's, and it was, like I said, it was like my first full day there, and I'm just walking around. I'm just exploring the place, just like, oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, wow, that looks pretty. Oh, wow, that looks neat. Whatever, right? And I was staying, like, right downtown, like right here. And then there's this bar or this restaurant. I think it's probably out here, but it was like this bar restaurant. And I go there and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? But it was like 2 o'clock on like a Tuesday. Mind you, I'm on vacation, right? Like, I'm not working. Like, I don't have any responsibilities. All I have to do is just chill. So I go to the bar and I had, I think, 2 screwdrivers. And then I get the attention of the bartender, and I'm like, hey, can I? And she's like, you want a glass of water? And I'm like, no, I want another one. Like, I wanted another drink. And the look on her face, it was the look of, like, a mother who, like if you were ever a kid, and unfortunately this did happen to me, but, like, a kid who shoplifts, and then his mother finds out, and the look of, like, anger combined with disappointment, it just crushes your skull. And that is the look that this waitress gave me. For whatever reason, it was just this look of disappointment that I wanted to have a third screwdriver. But, you know, like, whatever, I can have as many screwdrivers as I want. Sorry, I need to pull my pants up for a second. I didn't want to subject you guys to that. So, but St. John's, but that was 2017, it was 2018, actually, 2018. Loved it there. Had a great time that year. I mean, like, I was a little out of control. Like, I was a little out of control with the drinking. I was a little out of control with the ladies. I was a little out of control with some other stuff. So it was just, it was a fun trip. But so when I went there in 2023, it was not nearly as fun. And there were a lot more homeless people asking me for change. They have posters up about not drinking too much in Vancouver. That's weird. I remember another story. This is just story time with Addie. The year was 2002, I think. I think it was 2002. It was shortly after 9/11. And by shortly, I mean like within a year of 9/11. And my girlfriend and I at the time, we went to Amsterdam. And that was like the third time I'd been to Amsterdam because I like the, you know, I like the ganja, right? Like back in those days, I was a heavy drinker when I went to St. John's. Well, I was a heavy smoker when I went to Amsterdam. And my girlfriend at the time was too. And we go to Amsterdam. And so Not Sure just posted reminded me of this because I remember this one time, like we're walking around and we're trying to go into one of the coffee shops, one of the famous coffee shops of Amsterdam. And there's this guy, like this bouncer, like this black American guy, just like working the door at some coffee shop in Amsterdam. And he notices we're American, right? Because I guess we were talking to each other and the accent. And he's like, hey, you guys coming in for a good time, right? And we're like, yeah, of course. And he's like, yeah, but you're not going to smoke too much, right? You're going to, and we're like, what? And he's like, don't smoke too much. Just take it easy. And we're like, what the fuck? So we left. We went to another place because it's like, God damn it, we will smoke as much as we want, and we did. That trip that trip was good, but I remember that like this particular girlfriend liked to. She hated the fact that I was stronger than her. Like she hated the fact that like in general, biologically men are in general stronger than women, right? She hated that. And so she would constantly try to wrestle me. And then like I would just hold her down with one hand and she hated it, right? And so in the hotel, like the first or second day we're in Amsterdam, we're wrestling, like play wrestling, right? Just wrestling. And in the course of wrestling, her elbow hits me right in the eye, like right in the eye. I have a picture. Let me see if I can find it off screen. It hit like she hits me right in the eye. So I end up walking around Amsterdam with a black eye for that entire trip. Can I now I really want to find this picture. It was humiliating. It was absolutely humiliating. Let me do this just in case. Let me see. I want to find this picture of me just walking around Amsterdam with a... Wait, Google's calling me. Hello?
We have detected an attempt to change the primary phone number assigned to your account.
Oh, no.
If this was not you, please press 1.
That was not me.
If it's you, you may hang up.
I'm definitely pressing 1. I'm definitely pressing 1. Got it.
Thank you for your response.
Okay.
Our support team has received your request and
Okay.
will review it shortly.
This is very important.
A representative will reach out to you soon to assist with any questions.
Are they going to call me? Are the scammers going to call me back?
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no. The number actually says Google, so it must be legit. It must be legit, right? Because they're detecting. They're because somebody wants to change the primary phone number on my on my Google account. Oh, Not Sure said that the music was too loud. Or not Sure. I'm sorry. Will Tyler said that. Let me turn it down. So was the music too loud? I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let me know. I want you to be able to hear the music, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. So I've turned it down a notch. Let me know how it is. Let me see if I can find this picture. I know I have it online somewhere in some account. Let's see. I can't, unfortunately, I cannot just put the pictures up on the screen because there might be like a random dick that just shows up. But wait, let me see. Let's see. There we are in Mexico. There I am in Maine. There I am in Ireland. Okay. All right, Ireland. There's my friend James who died. This is James, the one who's dead now. Let's see. Music, you just hear rain. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can fix that. We're gonna turn the rain down a little bit, and then we're gonna turn the music up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go back to looking at my pictures to see if I can find. I know I have a picture of me in Amsterdam. Okay, there I am in Vermont with James. A lot of pictures of me with James. Oh, there I am in Alaska with my ex-girlfriend Mel. This is the I've talked about this girl before multiple times. Like she was the one that like I was like madly in love with in my early 20s. Although looking at her now, this picture was taken in 2007 where she must have been like 28, 29. She's already got wrinkles. So who knows what she looks like now at the age of 50. Let's just keep going. Let's see. We got that. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. I knew I found it. Let me put it. I want to be able to zoom in on it. Open image and new tab. Actually, let me just save the image and load it up in like Photoshop or whatever. Disk. Okay, picture 3. All right, let's come over here. We're going to go to paint.net is what we're going to do. There's a lot of work just to show you guys a picture. All right, and then... But no, I had to walk around Amsterdam with a goddamn black eye the entire trip. You can see right there. So that's my left eye. Look at that. Look, I had to walk around. People thought that like I got beat up or something. Like what? Oh, I should make that my profile picture. Look how young I was. In this picture. I was 26, 27, 28, somewhere around there. So, believe it or not, I was young once. I know it's hard to believe. Like, if my friend David was listening, like, when I first met David, he would talk to me like I had been in my 40s my entire life. And I remember just once we were, like, drinking. I'm like, dude, I haven't been 45 forever. Like, I mean, like it's my first time being 45 and the only time I'm going to be 45. All right, let me close the pictures. Okay, so that's me in Amsterdam around 2022. But check that out. Look at that shiner that my ex-girlfriend gave me. Like, you want to talk about like domestic violence? I mean, come on. That was quite a shiner there. Not Sure says, I liked how it was. The music is too loud. Okay. All right. I bend over backwards for this guy. I try to make him happy, but he's never goddamn happy. Never goddamn happy. All right. Now the music is too loud. All right. You know what? I'm going to go with whatever Matthew says. This is Matthew's call. I'm ignoring not. For once in my life, I am ignoring Not Sure, and I'm going to do what Matthew says. All right? Give me a second. I need to check this over here. No idea how to write it. What is this? Not able to. Okay, this is from Henna. Not able to, but I am there with you in spirit, especially with Matt. I'm not even making that up. She literally wrote that. Especially with Matt. Especially, no idea how to write. She's having trouble spelling especially. And then she sent me a picture of her sticking her tongue out. I don't know if I'm allowed to share that, so I'm going to respect her privacy and not share that. But I can see that. So the reason that I generated the picture of, like on the picture of today's stream, I generated it where a Finnish woman in the background with red hair, because when I met Henna, she had like this like dyed red hair, and I'm like, why? Like, you've got such pretty blonde hair naturally, like why? And then so then she grew it out, like, as time went on, it grew out and she had blonde hair. And then now I can see that her hair is currently bright orange, which looks good, but again, like, I don't know. Matthew says, turn down the music by 1, rain up by 1, and it should be perfect. All right, well, the music's over. I'm going to turn the rain back. How about we just have rain tonight? How's that? If we just have rain on the stream. Does that work for you guys? No music, just rain. This is actually rain and waves combination. Where am I? I'm over here. Rain and waves. Does that combination work for you? Who else texted me? My wife sent me a video. What is this? Oh, she did some little like... So the thing about women like making like these like compilation videos with like a woman and her boyfriend, and so I mean, like, I'm in these, right? The thing about it is that the women are only concerned about how they look in the picture. So you could be sitting there looking like some mongoloid with 6 chins, but as long as they look pretty, they're using the picture. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, they're using the picture. So she sent me this little like reel thing that she made, which is cute and whatever, but it's like, I look terrible. Like, there's like about 6 pictures. I look terrible in 5 of them. I'm going to tell her, I look fat in all those pictures, sad face. So, okay, what's this? All right, so, okay. I like ambience. Bangers only. What do you mean bangers only? Like bangers and mash? CIO, time to get my bingo card. What did I do? What did I do? What? Oh, wow. Okay, I gotta... Oh man. So there's this picture that like when I was really into working out and like being in shape, when I was like honestly, I got diagnosed with cancer. It was literally 1 week before my 34th birthday. So I was technically 33, but like literally 7 days later I turned 34. And at that time, I was in the best shape of my life. Like, I was like, I was eating right. I would still pig out one day a week, but I was eating right, and I was running, and I was lifting weights. I had a 6-pack. I was toned. I was lean. I looked fucking amazing. And then, boom, I got hit with cancer, right? And so then, like, when I had cancer, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to eat what I want as often and as much as I want. And I went from like 160 pounds up to like 190 within a couple of months. And of course, everybody at the oncology center, they're like, well, that's good, you know, because you're on chemo. And most people on chemo lose weight, so you're gaining weight. And I'm like, yeah, because normally I'm a big fat ass. And now I'm just embracing the fat assness of it. So anyway, so here, I'm looking at a picture, which I'm not going to show you, but a picture of me like topless, like with no shirt on, with a 6-pack and muscles. And this was before Tinder. But if I looked like this today, or like if I had Tinder back then, I would have slayed with this picture. Oh man, what a good looking guy I was. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's okay. You know what? I can't take just the waves. I'm going to put this song on. You know what? I'm going to stop the waves. Here we go. Just this. Just for Not Sure. I can't remember if it was this song or another song that Not Sure commented on that he said he didn't like because he thought it was scary or something like that. So we're going to go with this song for now. Cat. Is there a cat behind me? Cat. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So Matthew, what do you have on your bingo card? So I think you need to have like a Showing a Mulan, a Crash Out, something that I talk about often that I bring up. I don't know. Okay. All right. Let's get to work. Let's get to work, boys. Okay. So last night we actually had it so that in the game we're invoking, or like we're here, like we get here. We are able to invoke this. So I have 4 so far. What are they? Okay. The Echo, I think the Echo can kind of stay. I would love, once we merge this, Matthew, if you want to do like a terminal window, I would love it, right? You know what? I can even write the specifications. So here's what I want. Let me go over here, and we're going to go over here. We're going to finish the awesome miniscript language. Well, I would say the miniscript language for now is finished. We just need to incorporate it into the game. It doesn't do much right now, but Naughty Boy Browser wearing... Oh, I didn't realize Naughty Boy Browser. Wearing a hat. Yep. Technical difficulties and same music on repeat. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. What else could you put in? I don't know. I'll let you figure that out. Okay. So what we're going to do... So we have one function. Well, we have 2 if you count Echo, but we have one function that we need to implement. So this is the adjust NPC attribute. So obviously what we need is we need to find our NPC mental state. So what we need to do is we need this stat. We need to be able to find the stat and then modify it. How do we do that? That is a good question. We could just do if stat equals this, if stat equals that, but that's no fun. I want to use my favorite toy, which of course is reflection. So we're going to basically, what I had in mind is if we go back to the mental state, if we go back here, we can basically just decorate these, right? With like mini scripts, I don't know, mini script stat, comfort. And then no, stop. Oh my God, stop it. Okay. So miniscript stat comfort, we would have oh, did I spell comfort wrong? Thank you, AI. Okay. Calmness and then, yes. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Okay. Not comforty. We want calmness. And then down here, composure. All right. So what we can do, let's see. Speaking of technical difficulties, not sharing the screen. Oh, whoops. Okay. I still want to know why I can't. I really liked sharing the IDE with you guys. I guess one thing, I mean, like, I don't know why, but I really did like share. I enjoyed that. So let me do this. Let me do this. Yes, I purposely hid the screen for a second because I don't know what Visual Studio Code is going to load by default, and it might load some like work stuff that I don't want public. So, okay, that's fair. Okay, so let me close this. Close window. No, I don't want to close window. I want to close folder. No, don't save anything. Okay, thank you. And then we want to open up St. Aveline. There we go. Okay. Why did I do this? Oh, well, okay. You know what? Never mind. I try to do something nice for you guys, and you want to shit on it? Fine. Whatever. I don't like you guys either. So what we need to do. Miniscript stat tag. Nah, let's just say. No. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's go back into where did I define the other attributes? I'm just basically looking for an attribute example. And we have one right here. All right. Easy. Okay. Miniscript function attribute. This would be miniscript. What did I just name it? See, I have no memory. Mental state. Miniscript stat. But this isn't on a method. This is not going to be on a method. This is going to be on a field or property. What's the difference? I think I'm going to ask AI if this is a field or a property. I'm not sure what the difference is. I wonder if you'd get C-striked listening to Space Laces. What is Space Laces? And now, like, I don't even know, is the miniscript descriptable? Oh my fucking God, not sure. I can't even. No, it is not a scriptable object. It's its own language. It's its own miniscript language, which means it's just text. So yesterday, what we did is I'll show you how it's done. What we're going to do, like here, right here, I have this additional property in Unity called miniscript text. And in here is literally just the miniscript text. That's it. So what we're doing, we've written a little scripting engine, and the scripting engine is basically going to take this text and it's going to scan it, parse it, and then execute it, right? Run it. I don't like anyway. Not sure. Making work both for us and Addie Goes Places. I got 2 weeks to showcase, and I got to change my whole system, Jen. Don't change it. Just wing it. Okay, is this a property or a field? All right, give me a second. Let me Yeah. Oh, Copilot is moving to usage-based billing on June 1st. That is causing so many issues because, like, you've been getting a free ride with AI, boys. Like, you pay for AI now, but like it is about to get a lot more expensive. And I know, so like we're switching over. I believe what the plan is at work is to switch over to Claude because it's cheaper. But do you think Claude's not also going to jack up their prices soon? AI is about to get really expensive. Give me a sec. Look at UK weather, heat wave this bank holiday weekend. That's fine because for us, it is it has been cold, cloudy, and rainy. I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Leamington Spa weather. Let's look it up. And the thing, that is not a heat wave. Okay, the 90 is starting to get warm, but like the 81, like that's not a freaking heat wave. Though I know that you guys typically don't have air conditioning, so good luck to you. I've told this story before, but like, you know, it used to be back in the day, it used to be that like, oh, well, it never gets hot in Europe. You don't need AC. And it was July 4th that my mother, she planned this entire family getaway with me, my daughter, my girlfriend, my mother, my grandmother, and my cousin. We all went to Paris. I remember we left on July 4th because I remember taking off and we were watching like fireworks as we were taking off. Paris had an unprecedented heat wave. And do you think the hotel had air conditioning? No. It was one of the most miserable weeks of my life. Now, this was in 2006. If I had the disposable income that I have today, thank you, knock on wood, if I had the same disposable income, I would have checked out of that hotel and found another hotel. Like, no questions. I would have gone, and I don't care how much it costs, put me in a hotel room with air conditioning. But this was 2006. I was making good money, but I wasn't making, I can drop $1,000 on a hotel room on a whim money, right? So I suffered. It was miserable. And it had to be like in the 90s and humid with not even a fan. I actually went to a store and bought a fan because it was insufferable. I'm lucky to live in a basement. I'll be okay. All right. If you say so. Let's see. Okay. I just got a text message from the same guy who I thought was setting me up. Your services. And so, woo. Okay. All right. So yeah, this banner is going to cause a lot of problems. I have no idea what it's going to do for my personal subscription. I am on the $100 per year subscription. I have no idea how much that's going to change. Like, it's only been recently that I've really started getting into the more premium prompts or whatever it is. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to get. I think for a lot of people, AI is going to get prohibitively more expensive, and it's not going to be this like magic solution like, oh, well, you know, just give it a prompt and it'll rebuild my map application. You know, it's not going to work like that, even though it doesn't work like that now, even if you pay. It's going to be in the 60s in Montreal. Montreal weather's nice. Montreal weather is nice. Like, I'm headed to Portland, Maine next week. Week after next week. And it's going to be similar weather there. It's just going to be nice. It's not going to be hot. This is why, don't give me communist degrees. I don't want, no, that's disgusting. No, give me freedom units. I want my freedom units. Let me see. Weather Underground, Portland, Maine, 10-day weather forecast. I'm trying to get everything I can from my $200 a month Claude plan before prices skyrocket. So you're spending $200 a month, and it's going to go up even more. Like, yeah. Like it's. The thing is like now, these CEOs, they had these wet dreams of being able to eliminate 80% of their engineering staff, but now it's going to be more expensive because now you're not going to have to pay just for the engineer's salary of the engineers you keep, but you're going to have to pay for the AI usage. It's just going to be it's going to be cheaper just to hire more people. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I know what they're doing, but I don't know what they're doing. All right, let me do. What was I coming over here for? I loaded. Okay, I loaded this. Okay, let me. Can I show your picture on the stream. I'm asking Hannah if I can show a picture of her orange hair. I want to show them your orange hair. But obviously I want to respect her privacy. So if she says no, then I will not show it. But if she says yes, then I will show it. Man, that takeoff was long. I've always taking off from La Paz is always a little scary because La Paz is 12,000 feet in the air, where the air is much thinner. And well, actually, I think the airport's even higher. But it's so therefore they have to get more speed in order to get enough lift in order to take off. So yeah. Anyway, Portland, Maine. I wanted to look up the 10-day forecast. So it looks like this does not cover when I get to Portland. But it looks like I suspect it's not going to be very warm. Let's focus. Okay. All right. I'd like to see Henna, Matthew says. Well, I texted her. Let's see if she texts back. We'll see if she texts back. All right. Remind me in like 5-10 minutes to check my WhatsApp. Okay. So we are going to, how do we want to do this? Okay, so this literally, okay, so what do I want to do? On the constructor, I get a string, right? I get a string, which is the name. But at the time of construction, wait. I asked AI if this was a field or not. Is this a property or a field? Where the fuck is my answer? Looking at mental state, all of the members you're seeing are fields, not properties. Okay, so what's the difference between a property and a field? Fields are variables declared directly in a class. Properties would have a get. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so this is a field. So this is going to be on a field. Miniscript stat. I think I need. Do I need the word attribute? I think I need the word attribute. And then so now this is good, but let me see. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because hopefully that stays cheap. I pay $20-$30 a month for ChatGPT. Okay. Oh wait, whoa. Okay, close that. Yep. Let me do this. Let me go down here. You guys don't need to see everything. Oh God, that was really rude. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. That was very, very rude. I know people find that disgusting. I apologize. Okay. In this C# code, in the constructor, is it possible to get the field, or how do I? I'm pretty sure it is possible. How do I get a reference or whatever to the field on which it is declared? But now I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'm doing it right. I don't think my question makes sense. Yeah. No. What I want to do instead. What do I want to do instead? Let me go back over to Conversation Manager. Conversation Manager is growing a little bit, which tells me it needs to probably be refactored, but that's okay. For now, it's okay. So in here, what I want to do is basically I want to do something like var field equals and then some magic code. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so the AI is kind of the AI is not that far off. Okay, so the AI is saying type of character entity, get field stat Binding Fox public instance. That seems legit, except I want to do it on the NPC. Oh, wait, then how would I... Okay, so that's getting the field of a character. So is that getting the field type information? And then with the type information, then I actually invoke it on an actual... Let's see what this is doing. Okay. So if the field's not null and the attribute is defined, okay, that sounds good. Then I get the current. Oh wait, this is get field. No. I don't want to get the field. Okay, so this is doing code of the field. The field name would be the name, would be the stat. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get the field on which the attribute with the name stat exists. Okay, but I think that should be pretty easy to ask AI to just refactor that. But okay, let me see. Can I come up here? I don't think I need that. I want to get rid of those red squigglies. I'm assuming that's reflection. Yes. Okay. Binding if field if attribute is defined, type a mini script, and the current value get value NPC, set value, perfect. Okay. So most of this looks good, except I want to do what I just said. I don't want to get a field with the name stat. I want to get a field that has the miniscript stat attribute with the name stat. So here, I'm pretty sure AI can probably refactor this pretty quickly. Let me see. Okay. Refactor this code. As is, the code is getting a field with the name stat. Instead, I have what is it called? It's right here. I have an attribute that I'm putting onto the stat. I want to modify like so, and then I'm going to give it that. Okay, easy. Hence, I don't want to find a field with the name of stat. I want to find a field that has a mini script stat attribute with the name of stat. Update my code. Let's see what it does. All right, what is reflection? Reflection is the ability for a language to look at itself, right? So let's say I had a class. Let's look at the mental stat class, right? You see how I have this comfort. This is a field. I have this comfort field. I have this base comfort field, this calmness. What if I wanted a function that printed out the names of all of the fields of itself, right? Like if I wanted to do, and I'm just going to make this up, void print field names, right? Now the AI is probably going to do something, but I want to ignore it. So it's like, how would I do that? Well, I would have like some for each, and then I would want a field, but then like, what do I do? And so you can see here that the AI is filling in like get fields of this. And so but anyway, but the ability of a language to look at itself like that is called reflection. And not all languages have that. Especially older languages, right? Like C++, like C and C++. They don't have reflection. It's something that has to be built into the language. And with something that's old and monolithic, kind of like C and C++, it's very difficult to refactor a language to support that. But C# was designed with reflection in mind, as are most modern day languages. Like I'm pretty sure Rust has reflection. Let me see. Does Rust have reflection support? No, it doesn't. It does not. In the same way languages like... It does not in the same way that Java and C# do. In Rust, types are erased on compilation. Oh, interesting. Okay. So there's probably some roundabout library extension way to do some type of reflection things. But the best use case that I have that I can give as an example for reflection is if you're writing like a little if you're writing like a command line program. Like if I want to do like, if I load up the program and let's just say the program is called Not Sure, right? And I load it up and now it says, enter your command. And then I could do print and then it prints out some stuff, right? And then it comes back and then it's like, enter your command, right? Because it's just looping around. This is called a REPL program. I think it's called REPL. Is it called REPL? It's like, what is it? Like request, explain, process, loop, or something like that. Is it REPL or something like that? But basically a program that like you just like a lot of CLI programs, right? And then so maybe you could do, I don't know, info, and then it prints something else. But basically, so let's say you're writing this program. And you could have something that like in the program, you might have something that looks like string command equals, I don't know, like I don't know what the actual command is, but we'll just say input get line, right? Which is basically saying get a line from the user. And you could do if command equals print, then you call the print function, right? And if you could do it like this, right? Like with if statements. But I personally like to do it where you would have a function called print, right? And then you could decorate it with an attribute. Just say like command print. Yeah, we could do it like that, whatever, in this make-believe language we're making. So now you get the line from the user, and then you do something like function func equals what. Remember, we're making up this language, you know. So reflection, get function, right? Get function, and then command name, and then if function's not equal to null, you call the function. So that's like one of my favorite use cases for reflection is like when writing like command line. Like writing console programs is actually what I should say. Okay, so back over here. So and you can see we're doing something similar here, where instead of like doing an if stat equals this, and the reason I like to do that is because I find it easier. So like if we want to add another mental state stat, and I want to make sure it's supported in the miniscript language, all I have to do is just add this attribute, and boom, it works. Matthew says, I think I'm going to keep my system gen as is, but tone down the stars. I think that's a great idea. REPL sounds right. Yeah, I think it's request, execute, process. Oh, wait. What is a REPL program? Read, evaluate, print, loop. All right, so I was close, but yeah, it's REPL. And like, the one that I like, if I had like an infinite amount of time, the one REPL program I would really like to work on is that I started working on, and actually I thought was a great little utility. If I can find it, is this another Reddit console client? I don't have any screenshots. But it was basically just a way to be able to browse Reddit through the command line. Because there was one that was like very, motherfucker, what's the name of that library? Oh my God, I can't, I am losing my memory. There is a very famous console library, but it allows you to do like drop down menus and arrow selection, and oh my God, it's written in C. It's used by VI. Well, VI doesn't use an official version of the library. VI kind of uses like a fork of the library. Oh my God, boys, this is going to drive me nuts. What the hell is the name of this library? I was like, I guess like 3 or 4 years ago, I was fooling around with the library quite a bit because I wanted to write like my Reddit program. Oh wait, I might have it actually on a branch. Cursors, that's it. Cursors, the Cursors library. That's what it's called. Yeah, so I started adding cursor support to this ARC program, and then as you can see, I haven't checked anything on this. I haven't done anything on this in 7 years. Should we just work on this instead? If Matthew says we should. We will. We'll work. We'll actually start work on this right now tonight. Actually, if Matthew and or Will Tyler say that I should, that's what we'll do. I don't know if Will Tyler's still there. Will Tyler said a while ago, can you have a bug in your code so I can fix it for you and make you crash out again? No, I can't because you're not going to fix it. Get Claude involved. I want to sleep, Matthew says. You should. You should. What time is it there? It's early. Dude, it's 8 o'clock. Go to bed after my stream. Well, there's lots of bugs. Well, the thing is, not Will Tyler. There's lots of bugs on my code. As a matter of fact, you want to fix something, go to the repo for the game. You could go to St. Aveline, and there's lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff. Go the issues. There's tons of stuff. So yeah, pick one. We should make content. Okay, look. I'm not falling for your tricks again. No more OnlyFans content, okay? Just no. I'm not doing that again. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Oh wait, I asked AI for something. Let's see if AI came back. Refactor this code. Okay, this is the correct question. Okay. So adjust NPC attribute. You'll need this at the top if it's not already there. Okay. Oh, it's using link. Ooh, I like it. For Unity runtime efficiency, I'd eventually cache the stat name to field lookup. That was my hesitation, and that's what I thought. Okay, so I can do this. Private read only. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I thought okay, Susan Robbins has joined. I hope that's not the Susan that works for the. Oh, Jesus Christ, please no. Okay. Okay, is this get field select where to dictionary? This is interesting. This is really interesting here. Okay. So, what we can do... Will this just work in the constructor? By golly, I think it will. I don't know. Wait, why? Oh, okay. So it's grayed out because I'm not using it. So this is going through, getting the fields, select, field info, attribute, field, get custom, field info, field equals field info. I'm trying to understand this. Okay. So we get the, okay. Entry attribute. Stats fields by name, type of character entity, get fields, binding public, binding non-public. We want binding, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. So we get a list of the fields, and from the list, we select field info where field equals the field info. Wait, so that's confusing me. Attribute. So this is kind of like saying, what is this saying? So this field is a member of field of entry? Wait, where's attribute used? Okay, so entry. Where? Huh? Okay. All right. So this is kind of like taking field info and holy shit, how does this work? The calls make sense. Get the fields from the field, select certain fields where a certain property is where a certain property exists, and then from the result create a dictionary. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the passing around of things of like field info, like the lowercase f field info. So that's a variable. Where is it? Is it defined kind of right here? And it's saying, oh, wait. Oh, I get it. Okay. All right. So it's saying, okay, field info is a type that has two members, essentially. One is field, which is equal to itself, and the other is attribute. Okay, so but see here it says field info dot custom attribute. Oh, okay. So select. So field info is going to be of the types of get field. Got it. Then entry is going to be the types of the thing above it, which is this new thing here. Got it. And then, okay. Got it. Makes sense now. Makes sense. Got it. I hope you guys got it. You got it? I was getting a little confused as to the declaration of variables and how that happened, but it makes sense. So basically, when you do this pattern here, you're saying field info are the thing. Not that. The first, basically, the argument here is of type of the things inside the collection of the thing above it. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but it makes sense to me. And that's kind of all that matters. Okay. Oh, there's a couple of people in the mobile room. If you guys, is this Python? Somebody asks. Yes. Can you talk about the Tom and Jerry 2021 movie? No, I can't. I've never seen it. I didn't even know there was a Tom and Jerry movie. I honestly didn't. I didn't. I want to know who this Susan person is. I need to look at something without you guys seeing. Give me a second. You're going to have to give me a couple of not a couple of minutes. You're going to have to give me a minute or two, though. I think Matthew probably fell asleep. I think Not Sure's plane is going down, and I think Will Tyler is now one with the Matrix. So it's just us, boys. Give me a second. God damn it. Hey, it's 4 o'clock. The stream's going to be starting soon. Let me see. 40, okay. All right, give me a minute. What the hell? What? What are you doing, Outlook? Oh, my stars and garters. What is happening? Will Tyler says, I'm trying to fix something at work before I log off for the weekend. You're still at work at 4 o'clock on a Friday, Memorial Day weekend? What's wrong with you? This is why you don't have any friends. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure Will Tyler has lots of friends. Rough week. You and me both, boys. Okay. So the Susan I was concerned with, that's not the Susan. Okay, different Susans. That's all I wanted to look at. Like, that really had me worried there for a minute. I literally just closed Outlook, but I don't. Did that actually close it? Thought I minimized it. Okay. Well, for once, closing a program actually closes it. Wow, imagine that. Okay. All right, I'll let you guys back. Matthew, you still awake? Wake up, boy. Okay, so this is actually very, very nice, and that's kind of what I was thinking of, like from the get go. So, and then the usage is right here. It's perfect. All right, so what we can do now, if stats fields try get value stat field info. And then we're just going to modify the stat. All right. Easy. Come on, AI. Help me out here. You're going to make me do this myself? All right, I got to go back to the old code then. If AI is not going to do it for me, I need to figure out how to do it. Okay, new value is going to equal this. I think that looks good. Easy, easy. Okay, current value. We need to get the current value. All right, easy. Okay. And then field set value. All right, perfect. Okay. Why is there an exclamation point there? That was weird. Okay, let's see if this actually works. So we're gonna set a breakpoint here, and now we have code. Come back, Unity. Unity, come back. Come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Da, da, da. Baby, come back. I know that song. I know that Will Tyler knows that song. Not sure may know that song. Matthew does not know that song. Strong session at the gym and standing at work most of the day. Killed me off. Good, man. But don't. The problem is you can't. You need to get a fucking normal sleep schedule, because if you go to sleep now, you're going to be up at fucking 3 in the morning, okay? So chill. I'm going to wrap up in 2 hours, which will be 11 o'clock your time. Perfect time to go to bed. Perfect time to go to bed. Not sure it says I know that song. Yep, you should. You should. Okay, that doesn't surprise me, because you're like you're an early 80s baby, I believe, right? You're like early mid 80s. Will Tyler, I believe, is older than me, which means he's like early 70s. I'm right dab in the middle of the 70s, whereas Matthew was born in like 2012, so he definitely doesn't know that song. Duh. Everybody went to the gym today. I didn't. You're younger than me? I thought you were older than me. What year were you born? I could have sworn you were older than me for some reason. Why did I think you were older than me? You were born in 79. Okay, yeah, all right. So you're not that much younger than me, but you are younger than me. All right, fair enough. Okay, so here we're going to modify composure. Okay, so let's run the program and see how it goes. And the miniscript language may be complete. The initial version of the miniscript language may be complete if we do this. Matthew, I'm going to write requirements. If this works, I'm going to write requirements for a ticket I would love for you to work on. I would love it. I would love it. Just give me a second. Okay. I know you won't, but it's one of those things, Matthew, where I think it would take you probably a half hour, where it's going to take me like 3. Okay, so let me see. Come over here. All right, we're going to come over here. Oh, wait, did I set my breakpoint? And am I running? Okay, no, I'm not attached. Okay, I'm attached now. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. I would like to dick around with code, but I'm so tired all the time. You need to quit your job. Like we got Unity into a weird state. That was weird. Yeah, I liked it better when you were unemployed, because you were like always around. You were doing it was so much cooler when you were unemployed. You were so much cooler unemployed. Now that you have a job and you're gallivanting all around North America, I don't like it. It's like you're not nearly as cool as you used to be. Okay, let's see. I mean, think about it like this. Not sure. Now that you're employed, you're going all over North America. When you were unemployed, you were going to Italy for like 4 weeks. So. Okay, come over here, here, and here. Now we should hit a breakpoint, which we did. Okay, so stats field name. Oh, it has a count of 0. Well, that's not good. That is not good. Huh. Oh, I see the issue. Okay. Do you see the issue? I see the issue. I see the issue. The issue is that these aren't actually on the character entity. These are on the mental state, which is part of the character, which is a its own property of the character entity, our field. Okay, so if we go, I don't know if it's on character entity or game entity. I think it's character entity, but let's look. There's like a mental profile or something like that. I'm pretty sure profile is the word I'm looking for. No? Okay, let's just do it like this. We'll just search for mental state. You guys keep talking about the gym. You went to the gym this morning. My gym inspired me. Blah blah blah. I've been really good for like the past week about like running, and I need to get back into lifting. I haven't lifted in a while, but like I've just been like running. And then today I was like, you know what? It's Friday, which means it's Steak and Cheese Friday. So I've talked about the steak and cheese subs, and I've told you that the best place to get a steak and cheese subs is those little delis that are like in an office building. And I went to this one today out in Reston, Virginia. And I didn't run, and I feel so fat. I feel disgusting. But God, that steak and cheese was so good. So good. Okay, so this is entity profile, which I think probably should be renamed. Like personality profile is a better name, but personality profile. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so where is entity profile at? What? What? Have some steaks in the sous vide. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I know what you're talking about. I had some steaks in the sous vide now. Looking forward to a quick sear then dinner. My wife, she always makes. She loves sous vide stuff. Like it's all, but she usually does it with chicken. Time is more valuable than money. That is true, which is why you should be spending more time with us instead of at work where people they don't, okay, so this is interesting. Sous vide. Ah, okay. Let's look it up. No, YouTube, thank you. YouTube. How do you pronounce sous vide?
What you want to do is save.
Oh my God! I got to sit through a commercial. Oh, how can I attach this to my? I mean, oh my God! Just go.
Bonjour, this is Julian the Frenchman who makes French pronunciation videos here on YouTube, and we are looking at how to pronounce this French cooking term, sous vide. Sous vide.
Sous
You
vide.
want to pronounce the D there. Sous vide.
Sous vide. Sous vide.
Bonjour, this is Julian the Frenchman who makes French pronunciation videos here on YouTube. You have to say sous vide. Sous vide.
Sous vide. So it sounds like the D. So if I remember my French, like if there's a E after a consonant, then you pronounce the consonant. I feel like that is a rule in French. I studied French for a lot. I've forgotten it all, but I've studied a lot. So sous vide. So if there was no E, if it was just VID, then I guess it would be sous vide. Sous vide. But this is sous vide. Sous vide. It's like croissant. 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 I want to put some different music on. Maybe we need a little like we need copyright free fun music. Oh wait. Matthew, are you still awake? Oh, Hannah said I can share her picture. But Matthew, if you're not awake, I can't share it. Can't share it if you're not awake. Let me see. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. I got to put some music back on. So Matthew has left. So it looks like no face reveal for Henna tonight. Wait, I got to find something. Let me see. How's this? Okay, I think this is a little happier. Oh, Matthew is here. Mr. Saxo Beats. Mr. What the hell? Is it copyright free? This does not look this is like an official video. This has 396 million views. I don't think this is copyright free. We'll play this. Will Tyler says, I'm multitasking, working on container deployment and taking de-escalation training and listening to Addy ignore Matthew. Space laces. I'm not. Okay, fine. Wait a minute. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take Henna's picture and I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it on my desktop and I'm going to save it as Henna. And then there it is. And now I'm going to come over here and I need this. And, okay, are you ready for the face reveal for Henna? It's the big face reveal. Everybody wants to know. Can I open this with Is Paint.net going to take this format? I don't know what this GIF. There she is. That is old Henna. Not old. She's not old. She's not old. But this is Henna. But you can see the bright orange hair. The bright orange hair. This is Matthew's future bride. This is Matthew's future bride. Is who this is. They are going to make lots of babies. I mean, she already has one baby, but they're going to make many more babies. There she is. There she is. Yep, that's old Henna. Why do I keep saying old Henna? No, there's Henna. Henna. Finish Henna. That's what I need to say. Finish Henna. Okay, so this is an interesting little conundrum, or not conundrum necessarily. This is an interesting little discovery. So this entity profile system, it's never used. No, that can't be right. No, because we're even able. Wait. Okay, we're still running the game. He's getting ready to get pissed. Okay, wait a minute. The reason I'm saying that can't be right is because I'm pretty sure that we have fields in the inspector where you can modify their personality stats. Let me find somebody. NPCs. Okay, let me look at him. I could have sworn. Yeah, entity profile, personality, mental state. Okay, so it's all there. So what am I... Is it just a bad search? It's a bad search. Why? Oh, total files searched for. What the fuck? No, I want to look in the solution folder, motherfucker. All right, that looks better. So it's in base NPC. How does base NPC relate to character entity? So we have game entity, and then that game entity is a mono behavior. Base NPC I think is derived from character entity. Yes, it is. So base NPC, that's right, because we actually have a chart. I think, where is it? Somewhere over here. I thought we had a chart. We did have a chart at one point, but I guess I closed that tab. But basic... Oh, it was here in Miro, but I got signed out in Miro. Okay, well, whatever. Screw you too, Miro. So, base NPC derives from character. Okay, so we actually don't want character entity there back in the conversation manager. We want base NPC. Now... That means, what does that mean exactly? This should be base NPC, but what is that going to change? It probably really shouldn't change much. It probably won't even change where this is invoked. But let's look. Start conversation. which luckily is only called once. And this is called an interactable enemy NPC, which of course is enemy NPC, which of course is base NPC, which, okay. That probably needs to be cleaned up at some point, but right now I think it's fine. Okay. All right. The good thing about horse girls is that they like their horse more than you. Are you talking about Henna? Because she, like, I can't tell if you're talking about Henna or not, but she loves horses. And so that's why I'm like, wait, are you talking about her? But if you are talking about her, I'm like, well, when did you guys find out she loves horses? But I don't read everything. So, but no, she loves horses. I find horses terrifying. I don't trust any animal that is bigger and stronger than me. I don't trust them. I mean, I don't trust animals in general, but like my 6-pound cat, how much damage is it going to do? I mean, it could fuck me up, but I'm pretty sure I could take it, right? But when you start talking about bigger animals, like I don't even like pigs. Like they're big and they're heavy, but I still think I could hold my own with a pig. With a horse, no fucking chance. No fucking chance. No. And horses have killed. So they killed in the Washington, D.C. area. Not sure. I don't know if you've lived in the Washington, D.C. area all your life, but growing up, you might have watched Channel 4 NBC News, and there was a very famous sports broadcaster named George Michael. Not to be confused with the singer George Michael. He was a news guy, George Michael. He was fucked up for like 2 years because a horse fucked him up. And then there's a band that I love called Blonde Redhead. They've been around since the late 80s, early 90s. The lead singer's name is Kazoo something. She's Japanese, a very pretty woman. She was fucked up for like a year or two because she was thrown from a horse. And then they came back and did an entire album where every song is about horses. And then, of course, the most famous example, which I purposely left for last, is Superman. Christopher Reeves. A horse fucking killed Superman. So why you would purposely put yourself around these creatures that could just decide to kill you because they're bored, I don't know why people do it. I don't know. It is the most illogical thing. I remember George Michael. I think I remember that. Yeah, he's dead now. He was an older guy, right? So he was I think he died a few years ago. George, I can't remember how to spell George. George, oh my God. George Michael, sports. Yeah, George Michael Sports Machine. This was him. But we could probably get to, George Michael. So yeah, so he died actually not a few years ago. He died a while ago in 2009. He was 70. It's kind of young, but okay, I guess 70 is a decent life. Does it mention his horse accident? Video: George Michael discussed his horse riding accident in 2005. And it takes me to an article about Obama signing VA healthcare overhaul. Okay. He and his wife, Pat, married in 1978, produced Sports Machine, had daughters Cindy, Michelle, and a son, Brad, all 3 children from his first marriage, also named Pat. He died at 70 in Sibley Hospital after being diagnosed with B-cell chronic lymphomic leukemia 2 years prior. So he died of cancer. Ugh. I haven't watched local news in 20 years. No, that's probably about, I remember back in the day from George Michael, and then you had Bob Ryan, the weather guy. I don't know if he's still alive or not. He did leave NBC and went to, I think, Channel 7, which I think is ABC. And I don't know why I remember this, but you had George Michael Sports, you had Bob Ryan on the weather, you had Doreen Gensler, who just recently died. She joined back in like the 80s, and Jim Vance, who I actually met Jim Vance, who he's also dead. Jim Vance, I met him at AOL when I worked at AOL, and George W. Bush came to AOL for like when he was running for president, and Jim Vance was there, and like he was a tall freaking man. How tall he was huge. I remember him being huge. Jim Vance. Yep, that's him. So he died in 2017. He was 75 years old. How tall was he? Does it say how tall he was? No, he was tall though. It was tall. He was battling lung cancer, but would continue to work through treatment. Vance died in his sleep at the age of 75 at the time of his dance. I don't know why, man. I've been thinking about death so much lately. Doreen Gensler. I'm looking up the entire Channel 4 News sports broadcast, or not, like, team. Oh, she's still alive. I thought she died. All right, maybe I just heard that she retired. Maybe that was it. I could have swore that I heard she died. And then, I remember. So another story was another. Jim Vance was the man. Yeah, I remember because I remember Jim Vance when he co-hosted the news with another guy before Doreen Gensler. And I can't remember the other. He was a really old fat white guy with a beard, and I can't remember his name. Anyway, there's another broadcaster on Channel 4 News who she would do like the weekend edition, or she would do like if Doreen Gensler was on vacation, she would film. Her name was Wendy Rieger. And I remember, yeah, right here, Wendy Rieger. Oh, she's the one who died. Okay, maybe I confused her with Doreen Gensler. But I remember I worked at Avis Rent-A-Car in Rockville, Maryland for many years with my dad because he owned franchises. And so I got a job with my dad. And I remember one time she came in to rent a car. And my dad it was just obvious that he liked this woman. But she was a good-looking woman. So how did she die? She was 65 years old. Okay, wait a minute. Throughout her career, she was named Best Local Anchor, Gay Issues. Wait, was she gay? No, she was married to a man. Okay, she underwent open heart surgery to repair a faulty mitral valve. In 2021, she began feeling unwell and was forced to miss the funeral of former colleague Joe Krebs. Is that the guy? No, that's not him. Okay. A month later, she was diagnosed with a terminal form of brain cancer. Oh my God. Everybody's fucking dying of cancer. Rieger died in a hospice facility due to complications from the tumor just 2 days before her 66th birthday. Like, everybody on Channel 4 News has died of fucking cancer. Wait, how did Jim Vance die? No, it's leukemia. And then George Michael died of cancer. What about Bob Ryan? Is Bob Ryan still alive? Bob Ryan. No, not sports writer, meteorologist. There he is. Pat Collins, I think, is still working, and he's like 80 or something. Okay, Bob Ryan still seems to be alive. That's good. Pat Collins actually has I've seen his some of his whatever you call them, spots or whatever. I've seen some of them like show up on like YouTube Reels and shit. But yeah, Pat Collins. Where is he? A journalist? No, Pat Collins News? So yeah, baseball, football, showman. I don't think you'd be a showman. Really? Pat Collins, NBC News. He's got an Insta. Is that? Yep, that's Pat Collins. Hopefully he's still alive. I don't know if he is or isn't. Wait a minute. DC, so it tracks. God. Wait a minute. I'm checking my Instagram messages. I want to see if Clarice, the new woman that I send the link to. I don't send it to Francesca Estevez anymore. I'm sending it to Clarice. I was hoping that message, if you shook my Instagram, popped up showing I had a DM, and I was hoping it was Clarice responding, but it was not. It is not her. So that's disappointing. I mean, I didn't really think it was, but you know, a guy can hope. A guy can pray. Okay, so how do we do this? So Okay. Okay. So I think the first thing we do is we cache mental state, right? We can just simply do this. So now we have cached the fields inside a mental state that have this stat, which should work just fine because this code that I'm highlighting is generic. It's not dependent on any type. So now down here is where it gets tricky. Okay. I'm going to ask AI. Okay. That seems to work, except there's a new wrinkle. Explanation point. Here is my code. Okay. The problem, however... Oh, wait. I want to change this to base NPC. The problem... Okay. Wait. The problem, however, is that the fields are actually in a class called mental state and a class called mental state, which is which is declared in the class base NPC, which is derived from character entity. I have already changed the NPC param to be of type base NPC. How? And I have changed the fields that I have changed. Let me see. I have changed the stats by fields dictionary like so. Okay. How do I update? How do I update? Blah. Let's see what AI says. Logged off from work. Woo! Done with quarterly training and got the containers sorted. Now to vibe code my map app. I still haven't seen this map app. Still waiting. Also, your if logic is backwards. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Apparently I do that a lot. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mental state. Then update the function. Oh! Yeah, that's a much easier way. Okay, yeah, that's a much easier way to do it. I'm an idiot. That's all it... This is literally all it requires. Okay. Oh, or does it? Wait. Ooh. Base NPC does not require... Doesn't it? I thought it did. Oh, not mental state. Entity profile. So it's going to actually be this. It's going to be entity profile dot mental state, but this is giving me a red squiggly. Base NPC does not contain a definition for entity profile. It does. And no accessible extension method. But it does. It literally does. Okay, let's do this. This will give me a runtime error, but this base NPC. What am I missing, boys? Like, what am I overlooking? I'm overlooking something. Is this another thing like the other day? Matthew says he's in bed. Well, good, man. I'm glad actually. And if you fall asleep listening to the stream, I won't take offense, and I'm just glad that you're going to get to bed at a decent hour. And the thing is, Matthew, what is really important is that you do not get up before 6 a.m. Okay, like I know as somebody who goes to bed at 3:30 and sleeps until noon, like I know that sounds crazy to you. You're like, I'm not going to get up before 6 a.m. But like you're going to bed pretty early, so you have to sleep until at least 6 a.m. But get up. The sweet spot to get up is like right around 6:15, a little before 6:30. That's like the sweet spot. What time did I get out of bed today? I got out of bed today. I slept the night before last. I did not get a good night's sleep, so I slept a little late today. I got out of bed a little after 6:30. I would say 6:15 is like the sweet spot, but depends. I this time of year kind of pisses me off a little bit because I like to get up. If 5:30 would be my ideal time to get up. But it's already bright, and I fucking hate that. One of the things I like about getting up so early is just getting up and watching the sunrise. It's ridiculous. I'm literally angry at how long the days are right now. Will Tyler says, really? I sent you an invite to internal testing on Google Play. Did you? I don't even know where. I literally don't know where I would search for that. Google Play. Is it a mobile app? Like, what is this app? I'm loading up Play like as though that's going to do anything. Do I have like a notification? Okay, I have something on the bell. $4 credit. Biggest month. Level up your resume. Watch Android. I don't see anything. How do I do this? Search. Send another invite. Okay. Why is this is weird? This is very similar to the to the bug that we had the other day that like I went on Stack Overflow for. It's very like oh, the red squiggly. But I'm pretty sure there. Let's see. It couldn't have something to do with the fact that I made this an internal class, could it? I don't think it would, but that's the only thing I can think of. Okay, what fields does, according to the, okay, NPC dot what? Animator, compare tag, audio source, drop item, name. Oh, I see the problem. The problem is that I'm an idiot. That's the problem. Okay. It's not entity profile, it's profile. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's try this now. Boys, it's Friday. You know what that means? Extra soda. I'm going fucking crazy tonight, having an extra soda tonight. I sent the invite link to your Discord. Did you send it to like a... Okay, wait a minute. Did you... Oh, you just now did it. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure this loads up in my Naughty Boy browser. Okay, let me see. You're invited to test fish hogs. If you accept... You will have to submit a semen sample and cock pictures. I'm not doing that. Okay, now I'm going to accept the invite. Okay, let's see. You're a tester for fish hogs. Download the test app. Okay, install. Is this? I need to make sure I install it to the latest phone. Okay. All right. So it's gonna update to my phone. Can I do? Now, maybe I'll look at it, but I think maybe over the weekend when I stream, maybe I can hook my phone up and we can do like a screen share kind of thing so we can look at so we can like eviscerate this app. No, I mean the screenshots look cool. I'm not sure what it does though. What is the purpose of this? About this app, Fishhog puts free NOAA, what is that, like north or nautical charts and GPS navigation in your pocket. Built for anglers who'd rather spend money on bait than chart subscriptions. Free nautical charts for U.S. coastal waters. So it's basically like a nautical map app. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, especially if like nobody's done that. Like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of times these apps that make a ton of money are just obvious apps that just nobody's done yet. So, I mean, is that... I mean, I'm looking at the screenshots. It looks neat. I mean, you know. I guess the green is where you are. Now, what you should do is you should have an app that tells you where the fish are. That's what you need to do. Yes, fish hogs. Okay, I did it weeks ago too. Correct. Garmin charges $60 a year for nautical maps on a Garmin device? Really? Or I guess maybe Garmin has an app? Man. We have been using that in Alaska, but the DRM hangs up, then launching offline and sucks. Now, can you down, because I guess the thing about fishing is it's quite possible you're going to be in areas where there's no cell connection. So do you have an ability to download the maps in your app? If not, get to work on that. You need that. Okay, let me run this really quick. You hanging in there, Matthew? You doing all right? I'm currently working on offline download feature. That's in the next release. Awesome. Now, is this free? I lost the link already, but let me see. Let me find it really quick. Oh, wait, it should be on my phone. Wait, why is it asking for my mother's maiden name and the last 4 digits of my social security number? What? Okay, while using this app. Oh my God, you've got more terms of service than Microsoft Windows. What the hell? Okay. All right. Okay, how do I close that? Okay, I don't want to sign in. Not now. Oh, it's telling me somebody's like grilling. It smells like. Okay, no. Wait, we'll do that on stream. On stream, we'll look at the app when Matthew's awake. All right, let me do this. Wait, am I attached? Let me make sure I'm attached. I'm attached. Okay, so stat fields by name equals 3, which is what we want. That's good. That's good. Composure. Okay, so we're going to go. Excellent. Current value is equal to 0, which makes sense, I guess. New value is negative 0.1, and then we set the value. Okay. Excellent. And then you can see here, composure indeed did go to negative 0.1. Okay, so then we go. All right, so this is... I don't know if this is correct. Oh, it is correct. It is. It is. It is. Okay. Respond disrespectfully again. Okay, I think this is working. I think we can say this is working. Okay. So not sure, I hope you're still there, but your mini-script language is functioning. It's minimally functional, but it is functional. Let's check this code in. Let me load up source tree. Give me a second, boys. I'm paying attention over here for a second. Oh, not sure. Oh, wait, you're back. I didn't even know you left. Where did you? You didn't even tell us you went away, but yet you're saying you're back. Okay, great. Well, you missed it because your language, the miniscript language, is finally somewhat. It's minimally functional, but it's functional. So I hope you're happy. Let me go ahead. I'm going to commit this. We proved that it works. Miniscript is minimally functional. All right. Now, there is a problem, but let's commit this. The issue is that we're only able to modify stuff in... Well, okay, never mind. It's not an issue. All right? It's not even an issue. Because this says stuff in mental state. We could get super fancy with this, right? We could get really, really fancy. Like, I was thinking, like, well, what if... So you see how we have mental state over here. Well, let me go to program.cs. Oh, I think the project is unloaded. But we could do stuff like, I was going to put it here. You could do, like, we could refer to the attributes such as, like, target. We could do it like slash mental state slash comfort. Or, yeah, composure. But then you could also then have something like target slash personality slash love. So you could get to like some type of attribute system like that, right? And so that way you could just have like adjust NPC stat, and then you just pass it some kind of like folder structure like that, and then we basically parse it out, search it. We could get fancy and do that, but no, we're not going to do that. That'll be version 2 of the game. That'll be the next version of the game. But oh my god, that's so tempting to do. It's so tempting, right? Because all we have to do is just look for these. Oh no, not really. So actually, that would be target slash profile slash mental state. Or you could use more programming type of syntax. Oh man. I have to actively resist the urge to do this. Not sure says I got kicked off my USA VPN, had to switch to Canada-based IP. Why are you using a VPN at all? Oh, because you're in a plane and you're paranoid. Okay. All right. Now that makes sense. Okay. What do we do now? I think we just go ahead and merge this. I mean, this branch has been sitting out there for so long. Before we do anything, I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be back in a couple minutes, boys. I'll be back like 5-10 minutes.
All right, fellas. I'm going to turn the... I think we lost Matthew. I think he's gone. Ugh. All right. Okay, so what I was saying was maybe we just go ahead and we just merge this branch. I don't know if I opened a PR or not, but not sure. It says, I know some Canadian IT guys saw me streaming on a VPN and wasn't happy. Kept switching ports until I found one that worked. So I guess they're blocking normal streaming traffic, and so you're just going through non-standard ports in order to find one that's not blocked. Nice. You know, so the company I work for, it's basically like network monitoring, right? It's a lot more than that, but that's the gist of it. And I had this idea, and I was like, and I had an idea of like something like that's like a subset of what we do, but that could work for planes. That could not necessarily just planes, but when you think about like these little self-contained networks, like they have needs of also the needs of these self-contained networks are often very similar to the needs of bigger networks as well. And so I had this idea, and I was like, that would be really great for like to put on like airplanes inside, like the network inside of an airplane. And so just out of curiosity, I went to AI and I just started kind of like, asking AI questions, just like to just get a general idea. And apparently AI was basically like, it's a good idea. However, you will be swamped in regulation hell, because apparently the amount of regulation and certification you have to go through in order to have any software that's running in an airplane is apparently it's a lot, which I get for like safety concerns and safety purposes. I understand why it's like that, but AI was basically like, yeah, it's a good idea in a different world. Not going to happen. Like, it's not even worth it, because the money you would make from doing it wouldn't basically it would not be worth it. The money you would make from doing it would not exceed the money and time you spent going in to have the software certified. And then just because it's certified doesn't mean any airline's going to use it. So you still have to sell it too. So it's just like, nah, don't even bother. Okay, so pull requests. Okay, so it looks like, what is this? I think, oh, okay. This was, I had like a tangent off of the conversation tree branch. So I think we can close this. Is it for avionics or passengers? Yeah, for the avionics system. Well, I should say it's for the network, which I guess would be it wasn't a system that would be controlling anything on the airplane, right? Nothing like that. But you have, I am sure on an airplane, especially the bigger ones, you have something that's like, you have some connection to Starlink, and so, but you also have systems talking to systems. You probably have dozens of little computers that are networked together and talking to one another. So there's you would need software for monitoring that software, or for monitoring that traffic, essentially, is what I was thinking of. So avionic firmware upgrades, you all use physical media, which is good. Okay, so I closed that. Let me see. This, I think, is what we have been working on. Miniscript is minimally functional. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm not even going to wait for the CI/CD system to build. I'm going to ask Copilot. I'm going to do a pull. I'm going to do a review request from Copilot. Just see what Copilot comes up with. Because there is a lot of new code here, so it might be worth having Copilot look at this stuff. Yeah, and it's still building. Gotta go make dinner. Catch you later, Addy. Once you log into my app, ping me in Discord, and I'll upgrade you so that you can check out other charts and custom features I made. Other charts I custom made. Ooh, you like maps, man? Like I love maps. I really want to work on like the map stuff on this. Like it was really. Oh, have a good day. Get out of here. We'll tell her goodbye. Ban him. Not sure. No, like I really want to. Like I really want to work on the map stuff on this stream. But I know you guys will probably find that boring. But like I love it. I've been really loving working on the maps. I can look over here, right over here. So I mean, it's so like Matthew said, it's like really relaxing because if I don't feel like doing any actual like programming, I'm just going in and just like adding buildings and shit, right? Like just a couple of buildings and a little park. So I want to work on labels. I need to get the labels for the streets working. I want to get the labels like not some of the land features will have bigger labels. Like if the park is like when you zoom in enough, it'd be like, you know, not Shore Park. But the houses would just have like little numbers. Like if you look at like Google Maps and like I've been looking at Google Maps and like kind of how they do things, basically to get an idea. So you can see it's very similar, but they have these numeric labels, which is just the house address. And I've been trying to come up with new ways to like name your streets. Like I don't want to just be like, you know, Matthew Street, Will Tyler Street. I've been trying to think of new ways to like name the streets and actually like label the buildings and stuff. Haven't really had a lot of. If you guys have any ideas about like how to name the streets, and so like one of the things I did was literally just. I don't think it was in this town. Where was it? I think it was on a different island. But you're not going to be able to see it anyway because it's not labeled. I think it was. Was it here? No, I haven't done that yet. It had to be here then. Yes. So like these streets, you can't see it, but like I literally just was like this. The name of this town is Gunsey, right? And so I was like, okay, this will be like Gunsey 1, Gunsey 2, Gunsey 3, Gunsey 4. Like that's literally the name of the street, Gunsey 1, Gunsey 2, Gunsey 3, and like that's the most creative thing I can come up with. So not sure if you have a unique idea of like in a different world how they might name streets or label streets or identify streets. Let me know. Anyway. I want to say I just want to wait for the AI. You know what? While we're waiting for AI to review my code, what the hell? Let's just load this up. It's just the only person listening now is not sure on an airplane. Well, actually, it might have some people in the mobile. Let's see. Okay, the same guy came back and asked me if I played Minecraft. All right, that's nice. Linktree is down. Says Inanna the Real. I don't think I've ever used Linktree. Doesn't look down. Looks up. Ha! No, looks like it's working fine to me. Yep, no issues here. All right, so let me see. Copilot wasn't able to review this pull request because it exceeds the maximum number of files. Try reducing. Okay, we're just going to YOLO this, man. We're going to YOLO it. We're going to squash and merge, and we're going. I said I want to squash. Okay, there we go. I was going to be like, bitch, you're my repo. Like, you're my repo, bitch. If I want to squash and merge, I'm going to squash and merge. Not sure says, I still think the game should be historical fiction. No, too late for that. Then we can just use Russian for everything. Nope, too late for that. Too late. Nope. I have spent too much time building this world. Nope. 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 Confirm, squash, and merge. All right. So the code is now officially in master. Let me close Unity while I update. Oh, and for good measure, I'll close Visual Studio. Yes. DFS. St. Abilene. Excuse me? Oh, I deleted a line. All right, that's fine. We don't necessarily need that line. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot in that pull request. There is a lot of junk code in this project. Just and I don't mean the code that I written is junk, even though it is. I'm talking about just like shit that's not used, shit that like I've imported to try something and then it didn't work and I never unimported it. I never exported it, so to speak. There's just a lot of junk code, but we have the basic conversation system down. That's the good news. Let's yeah, I know. For some reason, it's not only that I think you guys would be bored with me working on the map. For some reason, I feel self-conscious about working on the maps with you guys. I don't understand what that is. Like, but that's like a legit feeling that I have. It's like some type of self-consciousness. Meanwhile, I have no problem talking to you guys about like poop and stuff like that. But no, God forbid that I want to, work on my map project in front of you guys. That's too embarrassing. Oh, wait a minute. Hello?
Hi, am I speaking to Adelaide?
Oh my God, yes you are. What's going on?
Yeah, my name is Andrew Nelson. I'm calling on behalf of the Google customer support and security line.
Man, you have a...
Finding log into the Google...
Wow.
Was that sorry?
No, go on. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Yeah, the reason for the phone call, we find you log into the Google account aclar@gmail.com.
Wow.
We see that coming from a new device out of Richmond, Virginia.
Whoa.
Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra.
Wow.
Anything you'd be familiar with? Or what
Man, it actually... Wow. Wait, you guys... Let me see. What's the phone number that you guys are calling from? Let me see. Yeah, no. Wait, I know, bro, but like I'm looking. I mean, yeah, I know, bro. Like, bro, you've got like a great American accent for some scammer. Like, let me see, 650.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, you do. Like, you must are jobs that hard to find in America now that scammers are in the U.S.? Wait, 650.
Well, the ones that pay as well as this does. Probably.
Well, I mean, hey, are you guys hiring? I might be interested. Let me see.
I mean, sure, we can get you a job. You got Telegram?
Wait, let's see. Let me see. No, I'm just now bothering to search the number. Let's see. This would be a scam. You did the right thing by checking your Google account, and you've seen. Okay, yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
if you search Google's number online, you'll see this is the number. Like,
well, I mean, you can also spoof numbers too. So, like,
yeah,
I mean, it's very bizarre that like Google would be so concerned about a suspicious login that they're calling me. Let's see, 650.
Yeah, it's actually we do care specifically when it appears that the account was fully taken over.
Oh, I can still access my email though. But that's, I mean, like it's been.
Yeah, but we do believe there has been unauthorized access for the past 2 days.
Oh,
There is a reach
wow.
out, the unit has been leaked.
What's the IP?
For your account? Wait,
No, I mean the IP. Like you said, they're suspicious. I mean, it was a Samsung device. What's the IP?
I would just fucking come with some shit. I wouldn't. No one's ever asked
Dude,
me
you're
that.
breaking character. You're breaking character, man. God.
I broke character like 3 minutes ago.
God, where are you based out of?
Sterling, Virginia.
Whoa. Okay. So, okay. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. No, that's pretty awesome, dude. No, I mean, like I said, you have a great American accent. Oh, they hung up. That was weird. Man, they got some stuff. They got some information on me, but man. But did you hear that guy's accent? That was a great freaking accent. Okay. Should I change my password for good measure? I mean, like, he had some information. I wonder what he had, though. Let's see. That was the next thing I was going to say, is that it was like some Indian guy using AI to like talk to me, like that was actually like changing his voice. But are you saying that maybe it was AI in general that was talking to me? The voice was so, yeah. I mean, like I was probably some guy with a really thick Bangladeshi accent, and he had like the American accent filter on. So. All right, not sure. You're the only one here. Am I working on the map or am I working on the game? Let me see something here. I'm waiting for Not Sure's response, whether to work on the map or the game. Map. All right, that's the answer I wanted to hear. Give me a second. All right, so Not Sure is saying I should work on the map. Okay, so what we're going to work on then, let me see. All right. So I need to load up the website project. And I don't necessarily need to load up the map project from here. Okay, wait a minute. What do I want to work on, though? Let me get it running. Why is this taking forever? Okay. FNM. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, no. Wait, yes. Okay, FNM. I just need this command, which I can never remember. Or, not sure, do I want to work on Kekbo? Or do I want to work on my, or do I want to work on my Reddit, my REPL Reddit program, my console Reddit client? Okay, npm run build. Let's run this. It's going to take a minute. It's a lot faster on my Mac. It's very, very slow on my on Windows here. Yeah, that guy's voice was amazing, but I think you're right. I think it was AI. Okay, so let's go to the local version of the map. Okay, so this is slow. Why is this so slow? So I think what I want now, All right, let's do this. I've been wanting a little pop-up, right? I've been wanting you could teach me how to code in C#. That's what this stream is all about, Not Sure. That's what we've been doing. That's what have you not learned? Dude, you've done some stuff. You've done a couple of pull requests and stuff on the project. I think you probably know more than you think you know. That's my guess. I think you probably know more than you think you know. Because the thing is like, okay, I've told this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again. I taught myself to program when I was a kid. I've said this before. Like I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, and my grandmother had to take a class because she wanted some promotion at work, and so she had to get a degree, an associate's degree. She didn't even have an associate's degree. So she was taking classes, and one of the classes was computer science, which this is in like 1981 or whatever. And she buys a Commodore 64. And back then, you would get these programs like in the mail. You would subscribe to like a magazine subscription, and they would send you a magazine, and they had code in them. And then you would type the code into the computer, and then you would run it. And they were usually like just like little games and stuff. So I would I would type those programs into the computer from my grandmother, and that's kind of how like I started learning the program, and then. Of course, my knowledge evolved and my experience evolved. The point of that, though, is that I grew up and I aged as a programmer thinking that anybody could do it, because if I could teach myself to program as a young child, then surely anybody could do it. It took me only up until about 10 to 15 years ago did I realize that not everybody has that thinking structure. Because to me, programming was always very logical. If this, do this. While doing this, do this. That it was just like it's telling you exactly what to do. Just follow the instructions. It's very simple. But I realized that not everybody has the ability to think like that. Just people's brains just work differently, and not everyone grasps that type of thinking as easily as others. And I think to me, it came very naturally and very easily. And from what I've seen of you, and just like, the past year and change that like we've pseudo gotten to know each other, although it was just last week I learned something major about you. I don't even know I did know your first name. You did tell me your first name, but I still feel like I know nothing about you, but you know what I mean, just like talking and getting to know each other somewhat. Although I feel that's very one-sided, but I can see that you have that logical thinking structure, and you've done a few things in the project. So the point of that is I think you probably know more than you think you know. And I think that like you probably just need a project to just write. You just need something to just program and just do it. But I think it would probably come easy to you. I think I need to learn computer architecture. I don't think you do. No. If you want to write it, first of all, what type of programs do you want to write? Do you want to write do you want to do websites? Do you want to do games? Do you want to do back-end programming? Do you want to do GUI programming? Like, what do you want to do? That depends. Like that's going to dictate what you kind of need to learn. Kind of. But I don't think you don't need to know about like CPU architecture and what NUMA settings are, or what kind of okay, what are the different types of caching and what's branch prediction and that kind of shit. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to know that stuff, at least not right away. I want to make AGI. Okay, well, let's calm down a little bit. Like, I said you know your stuff, but let's calm down. Let's back up. Let's back up. Let's back up a minute. Okay, I think what we're going to do is I want it such that when you hover over something, you get like a little dialog box that gives you some information, maybe with a link. Okay, so it's difficult because there's many layers on here. So let me give you a little kind of just a little brief introduction to how this is kind of structured. So everything comes out of this GeoJSON full screen file. And you see these things here that I'm scrolling through. These are the different layers of the map, right? So you have your most basic layers at the top, because the things at the top get drawn first. So you want the things that go on the bottom to get drawn first. I was thinking about adding some like Z Z, not Z scale, but some Z layer notification so that I could explicitly say the order in which layers get drawn. But right now, the order is just dictated by the order that they are in this array, and I think that's fine. And you can see like the land layer gets drawn first, and then you have biomes, but those get optionally drawn. You have lakes, which I really don't think I need. The rivers, which we need to revisit because the rivers right now are just lines, but rivers aren't necessarily just lines. They're like, they have shapes and they have width, but right now they're just lines. Then the states layer, which I'm not even using. And then you get into the roads. There's 3 different types of roads. Well, there's many different types of roads, but this is another thing that I think I need to refactor because you have 3 different types of roads, but these are roads that connect cities. And then you have these 3 different types of roads, which are roads within cities. I don't think that I necessarily need that distinction. I think that those layers could be combined somewhat, but I'm still not convinced. And then after that, you have like this one layer is the seaway. So the seaway is basically exactly what you think it is. Like this blue line here, that's a layer. The railway, same thing, is just rail. And then you have the major buildings, and then you have parks, and then you have settlement points. The settlement points are like this. You can see this label here that says Gunzi. That's a settlement point. And if I zoom in enough, it disappears. But when I zoom out, it's there. And then if I zoom out enough, it disappears again. So like these here, those should disappear when I zoom in enough. And then I zoom out enough and they also disappear because it's a little town, right? So you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it showing. There's actually logic in here where each city has a population, and the logic basically is the more zoomed out you are, the fewer cities you show based on population. So only the most populated cities are shown when you're all the way zoomed out like that. Well, there's none. But here at this zoom level, only the heavily populated cities are shown. But I thought I made an exception because the game, of course, is St. Aveline. And so I was like, well, St. Aveline should always be shown. But for some reason, it's disappearing there. It's not a very populated city, but it's showing up here. But anyway, and then then you have the water. So then you have water labels like here you got this label, landform labels, which you can see on the island. Like these actually. Not all of these are landform labels. I still haven't worked on the country labels, right? Because like some of these labels, like I don't like this. Just looks like a mess, right? So maybe this is Google again. Hello? All right, whatever. Anyway, so I need to work on the labels. So you got water labels, landform labels, lore labels, which is something AI suggested I add, which I don't know. Political line labels, which I'm not even sure what that is, and then route labels, which I'm not even sure what that is. Like some of these labels, like a lot of these labels, actually, now that I look at it, will probably be cleaned up. Like the routes label. What the hell? Okay, so that's route labels.geojson. So this is a little convoluted. So these .geojson files. So you can see each label corresponds to a JSON file. It says .geojson, but if you look at them, they're just JSON files, but they're JSON files that have specific attributes that make them GeoJSON files. But they're just regular old JSON files. And let's see. So here in QGIS, this is kind of like the way I think about this is QGIS is kind of like my IDE, right? And then everything gets compiled to the .geojson files. Although, actually, no, I'm editing the .geojson files directly sometimes. I do have some actions where when I make changes, because you can see here on the left-hand side, I have layers as well. These are all different. On the left-hand side, this tree structure is layers. Now, so you might be thinking that the layers on the tree structure map to the layers that I just showed you here in the website, which is mostly true, but not entirely true. I'm trying to think of a good example of that. So I no, that's not a good example. Let's just say it's true for now. All right, so let me see. Like, where are the root labels? Do I even have any root labels? I have one. I think maybe I can get rid of this. I have one root label, and I think it's this. Oh, okay. So the root label is what I wanted to use because if you zoom in, like on Google Maps, if you zoom in on like a label thing or like on a label, you'll sometimes see, or not. If you zoom in on like a water route, for example, a water route is a good example. You should see labels on them. So, yeah, see how it says Long Island? Well, that's a border label. Okay, all right. I don't know. I think maybe we can get rid of the route labels. I'm trying to think of a okay, let's go to Senegal and let's go to Gorée Island, which is right off the coast of Dakar. There's a ferry there. Okay, yeah, so this is a good example of like what I was thinking would be a route label, a route label. Maybe we'll keep those for now, but they're not implemented. It's not implemented, not yet. Well, actually, it is implemented. I just need to add the labels. Okay, so what do I need to implement? The mouse over. The mouse over is what we're going to do. So I'm trying to. I don't think there's really a good example on Google Maps. Oh my God. I don't know how Google Maps does this, but sometimes I am able to lose functionality on Google Maps where I can't move it, I can't scroll, I can't zoom in, zoom out, anything. Okay, is there anywhere where I can click? I just wanted an example of. And then doesn't Bing have maps? Bing Maps. Let's get a third one in there. Just to get, you kind of want to like pick and choose the best features of each one. Yeah, so something like that is what I want. But maybe I don't want it everywhere, right? Maybe I just like they all kind of just have it like with these like little pins. Okay, so let's start by adding it to one. Actually, you know what? Maybe we need a layer specifically for the pop-ups. No, I don't want that. No. Okay, we could do. How do we want to? Maybe let's stick with settlement points. Let's do it just for settlement points. But basically, we're just going to have AI do it for us. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Let me get an example that I can show AI. This is a nice looking map, actually. That's street maps. Okay, so Bing isn't bad either. It just has a little information and then it has a link to it. Park in Gaithersburg. Okay, I'm going to use this as an example. I don't want to get that label up in the right-hand corner. I want to just do this. Okay. Take a look at this screenshot I'm pasting that shows you a pop-up that obviously has HTML content inside the pop-up. I want a pop-up like this for certain layers, and I want to be able to customize what's in the pop-up per layer. So let me see, how would I do this? Maybe it could simply be a I don't know if this makes sense or not. So, okay, what layer is it that in my map? Okay, so it's settlement points is what it is. So let's start with that example, which I think is down towards the bottom. It's down okay, it's right here. It's highlighted. Okay, settlement points. So I'm thinking maybe what we do, so you can see here that this get settlement points layer function is inside of a file called settlement points. Maybe what we do is we have a settlement points pop-up file, because there's going to be depending on the layer, you could have different content inside of the pop-up. So maybe it makes sense to have a pop-up TypeScript file for each type of layer, but not for each one that we're using. Like, I'm not going to go creating a pop-up file for every single layer, because I'm only going to do it for the ones we're using. Okay, so maybe it could simply be a pop-up file, a pop-up. Okay, wait. I want to be able to customize per layer. Let's start with settlement points. This is rendered in a layer or in a file. No. The layer is rendered via the settlement points.tsx file. So let's create a settlement points pop-up.tsx file. Okay. All right. Which will contain the code for the pop-up that gets displayed when you hover over a settlement point. For now, that content, i.e., what appears in the pop-up, could simply be the, what is it? So you can see here, this is where, like, I'm doing the, like here, population. If the population's greater than 250 and you're at a certain zoom level, it shows you what if it shows that settlement point or not. That's how it's able. That's how I'm controlling what settlement points get shown based on their population. So let's see. I wanted to see the name, because I want to. There's this entry class, so you can see here it has this. Well, the GeoJSON, I think that's actually the rectangle or the actual vector information. But what? No. Wait a minute. No properties. Okay. No. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, I'm not correct. I'm not right. Let me see. Entry ID, entry data, circle marker tooltip, Berg name. Okay, that's what I want. Berg name is properties.name. Okay. Which could simply, the content, okay. For now, that content, what appears in the pop-up, could simply be the properties.name field and a link properties.name field and a link that simply goes to Yanora.world for now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I have a great idea too. So maybe what we could do is, so here, this is the draw function. Maybe we need a pop-up function, right? This can be controlled, I hope, by a get pop-up. No. Get, okay. You see how we have a draw function property in, what is it called? So maybe we could add a pop-up function property that calls something like get settlement points pop-up to get the content of the pop-up. This should obviously be customizable per layer. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to say per layer. Go. And then I want to check the source code because AI is going to be modifying a bunch of source code. So I want to see what state we're in now. I'm just going to go ahead and add this. Like oh, this is the cursor thing. Yes, I do want to add this. Okay, so I'm not going to push just yet. Okay, so everything, all the code is clean. So any changes we make should pop up in the in the source control. Stop it. Leave me alone. Let me do this. All right. And then while AI is working, there's another thing I wanted to do. So I got new contacts today and I was like, oh, let me go put them in. And I was like, wait a minute, do I have a contact case? I don't even have a contact case. I have like 4 bottles of like the contact solution, but I don't have a freaking case. And yeah, I know I could go down the Walgreens, but I want to see about getting a fancy one. Contact lens case. Let's see. I was like, oh, okay. I could just get a bunch of them. Let's do this. Luxury contact lens case. Ooh, look at this. Contact lens with cleaner washer. I don't hate this one. Wait a minute. This is kind of nice because it's a case for your glasses. I don't hate this one. Let me see. But what other solution? Contact lens. I think I'm going to go with that one. Let's see. It's got good reviews. 4.4. Let me see what the bad reviews say. Oh, wait. There's a few options. Huh. I kind of like this one better. Let's look. But this one might be bigger, though. Oh, okay. So this is just like glasses case. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would lose part of that. The built-in, I like the built-in aspect of this one. But does it come with the contact case? That's the thing. Double eyeglass case, contact lens case with mirror. I don't need the mirror, but whatever. I don't really need the tweezers either. But I like the fact that but you know what? I don't want... I just need to go to Walgreens and just buy something. God. Let me just get a pack. Okay, let me pay attention over here for a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let me go ahead and order this really quick. Let me see, proceed to checkout, and then we're gonna do this, and then because okay, yeah, what the heck? All right, save the world. I'll just put it on just ordering $7 things. I could go down to Walgreens, but I'm really excited about my new contact lenses. So anyway, okay, so the AI came up with something. Let's see what it came up with. I'm going to go ahead. I always do a rebuild, even though you don't necessarily, even though it has, I don't always do a rebuild, but with a big change like this, I'm going to. Let's see, what did this do? So this just had it added that actual function, the pop-up function, and then this is one thing that I am sick of. Like, an AI constantly does this. Okay, actually, it didn't do it here, so I can't. Never mind. No, but AI likes to. So if you have class, not sure, right? And then it has a bunch of stuff. Blah 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 blah. Actually, that's not that's actually a bad example. Let's say you have function, not sure, and then it has a bunch of stuff. And then let's say, but it needs to call another function. Normally, any rational human being, what they would do is they would just do function, other thing, and then come in here, and then in here they would just, and then from here they would call other thing, right? Normal, rational, completely acceptable solution. You know what AI loves to do? But I've noticed this with types. Well, it probably only does it with TypeScript because it's not allowed in a lot of languages. But what AI's been doing is it's defining the goddamn function inside of the function and then calling. I hate that. It conceptually it makes sense because then function not sure becomes completely self-contained, right? But it's difficult to read. I don't like it. It's difficult to read. And I'm sorry, but I like to read code. All right. So we're going to run this. I'm going to check this out. Okay. So now we have our settlement points with our pop-up. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's really not bad. What do you think? Not sure. Okay, the only thing... Okay, this isn't going to help. I don't know why I did this. I can't... All right, this looks good. Initial AI version of pop-up. Oh man, I got to do something really quick. I got to do this off camera. Nah, screw it. I'll just keep it here. All right. Okay. Initial AI version of pop-up. Okay, easy. And then this is good. However, I'm unable to click the link because the pop-up disappears before I can click it. Is there somebody at my door? Let me see. My dog. Ah! Some wife just got home. All right, I'll be right back. Hello? You're home early. All right, fellas. Let me finish up. I'm going to finish this up. Call it a night. It's been a long stream. ChatGPT Plus. All right, I'll check that in a minute. Okay. I'm unable to click the link because the pop-up disappears before I can click it. How? Let's just give it that and let AI just figure it. It'll just go with that. You're right. The pop-up is currently tied to the marker hover only, so it closes when leaving the marker. I'll adjust the interaction so it stays open while hovering the pop-up itself and closes only after leaving both marker and pop-up with a short delay. Okay. Is hovered. See, look at this. It's put these are functions. These are both functions, and it's put it inside of this function, and it's fucking impossible to read. Like, look at all it. Like this. That's not a function. That's an if statement. But it's this. That right there, that's a function. And this schedule close, that's also a function. Oh, just puts it right in the middle of the function. Put a function. It's a function and a function. Everybody gets an inner function. All right, let's test this and see if it works. And then we're going to call it a night. It works. That's beautiful. All right, fellas. I will push this. I think that gives me a good base to work with. All right, guys. Well, it has been fun. I hope you have a fantabulous weekend. I'm sure that I will be doing impromptu streams over the weekend, so I hope to see you there. Not sure. Have a good flight. I hope you get to Montreal safely and have lots of fun. Matthew, I hope you're dreaming of henna right now and sleeping peacefully like a baby. Will Tyler, I hope you have become one with the Matrix and you have fully incorporated AI into your own brain. And who else am I missing? And Henna, I hope you got home safely from the hockey game. All right, guys. I'll see you over the weekend. Bye.